Oh my god. Good morning. Savola, Bob Johns, Testing Sea Ocean, Nabs. I'm a little early, so yeah. I think we're gonna do just public streams every month. Um the markets are kinda dry, so I mean I kinda don't I don't mind throwing out some public streams because I'm so fucking bored. Um, Vac, no. Good morning, brother. David Hill, Drew, Pepperoni Face, Supercar Scene, Adam, Golden Shovel, Luca, Michael. Welcome. Welcome to the stream, boys. We'll talk about, um, just general market stuff, direction, what I'm looking for, what I don't want to see, um, some predictions maybe, some look at some altcoins and whatnot, but nothing too crazy. I just want to do a standard stream publicly. So if you have any questions, you have any chart requests, go ahead and just at me in the YouTube chat, and I'll get to it. But we'll give it a couple minutes for everybody to tune in. But yeah, Scrimmy, what up, baby? It's morning to me. No, it's like almost evening actually. Thoughts on the hyperliquid situation? All right, so I don't know if I'm allowed. I guess I'm always allowed to say whatever. When I say allowed, I mean I don't know how completely true this is because I was told by somebody else. But we basically known for weeks or months now that the larger players in the industry don't want competition, right? I'm looking at the Binances and all of that. And there's just a lot of things that go on behind the scenes. The people that you see shorting and longing and playing those games, they're not always the hackers. Sometimes they are, and it's money laundering. But a lot of times it's just competitors trying to, affect the other competitors' bottom line. Like, it's business. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is financial warfare. Like for you to make money, somebody else has to lose money. For someone to make $1 million, you're taking it out of somebody or multiple people's balance. It doesn't just come out of nowhere. So just food for thought. Hadi, Kevin Caddy, Mr. Miyagi, welcome. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna do the typical housekeeping stuff. If you have a question that you think I can answer, please tag me in the YouTube chat. If I can't answer it, I'll let you know. And if I miss it, just tag me again. I'm fucking retarded. What else? I think this stream will be replayable. It should. It's my first public stream, so I don't know how this works, but it should be replayable. And yeah, there will be a recap inside the Haven because Bob Johns is over there. So yeah, let's go. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and break down Bitcoin, mainly because see, the last few weeks people are like freaking the fuck out, like, oh my god, did I miss the bottom? What's going on? Dude, this is what the fucking chart looks like. So what we have so far, okay, just to summarize our situation right now, we had 100 days, right? About 100 days in this range. We had a massive breakdown, right? And now in the last 3 weeks, we're kind of retesting the underside of this. And a lot of people are going to probably prematurely short. They're probably targeting something like this, right? Right, so this is what everyone's looking at to probably short, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I think it's a trap. I honestly think longing this is the most obvious play, and in a PvP market, you almost always want to be longing or shorting better entries, right? You want to really go for this point of breakdown right here. So let me draw this stupid rectangle right now. Okay, so it's the lowest weekly close before price is nuked. This is technically our point of breakdown right here, and it kind of just coincides, right? So I think if you get 94,000, that is a short. I think it could possibly kind of do this and then jump up here. I think 94K is the best short opportunity that you're gonna have, because if it just trades back above, let's say 97, pulls back to like 96, which is like 1%, that's a long setup, right? So you want to short as close to invalidation as possible. I think if this works and prices just reject and close below 80K, we are so fucked. The bear market is on. The bull market is completely over. And the reason I say that is because we would have front ran this wick, we would have rejected off of it, and we would essentially have made new lows, right? Which tells me that the next area of liquidity is probably somewhere in here. So you can imagine the chart just coming down here. Most people would lose everything: their balance, their capital, their house, their livelihood, everything. Okay, so if you want to short here, you can, but ideally, if you want really large size, I think you're looking at 93, 94K. That's my take. Yeah, that's on the weekly, by the way. And just an update for people who are in the public stream. I'm out of my spot positions. I'm gone. I'm fucking deuces, you know? And Nabs gave a really good question right here. How do you stay unbothered after selling your spot, then seeing prices go up? See, that's a great question, because I think it really addresses the issue with why so many people fuck up trading, which is that they're so unwilling to miss out on a couple percentages. You know, like if they sell, it has to be the top, or if they sell, then prices have to trade below their selling point. But that's not always the case. You know, like I remember when I closed out of my long around like 96K, it went back up to like 101, and I felt retarded. And then now, after 3 weeks of pump, we're at 87K, right? I think it's more important to be okay with missing the last 5-10%, right? Like, I don't care, dude. If I sold 84K and this shit goes up to 94K and then nukes down to 55, I'm not upset at all, right? Could I have sold 94K? Hindsight being 2020, yeah, I guess I could have. Who cares? Who the fuck cares, right? That's how I see it. It's like, you know, it's always, oh, you could have sold higher. Oh, you could have bought lower. Doesn't matter. Just make your money and get the fuck out. That's the name of the game, right? You just want to make your money and get the fuck out. You don't want to stay in positions for too long. But yeah, let's see. That's the weekly on Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and look at daily and maybe like lower time frames for my people who are actively just trading this shit. Which I have a hot take, by the way. My hot take is, if you have not made over $500,000 or like wherever you're from, which is like, I guess if you're in like a third world country, you don't need 500K US. Maybe that's like 50K, 100K or whatever. But if you haven't made enough to kind of fuck off from the markets, you should be actively trading, right? The ability to sit out of market conditions is a privilege that you need to fucking earn. Okay, if you are new to the markets, like you've been trading 4 months, it's been a fucking bull market, and then all of a sudden hard times come, trade with less size, but you need to be in the market right now. Like you need to fucking get your hands dirty, get your ass handed to you, get fucked. Yeah? Like you need the experience. You need the experience. If you are new and you are trying to be a trader, there is no honor in sitting out when times are tough, because you're going to be sitting out your entire fucking career if you don't build the tools and the system needed to succeed, right? If your system isn't robust, you might never be fucking trading because you suck. Your system sucks, right? It only works when everything is trending upwards and nobody can miss. Okay, then you're gonna trade for 3 months every 2 years, right? You're not gonna make a fucking living off of that. Like, I guarantee you're not gonna be able to make a living off of that. So that's just my opinion. I think if you're new to the game, you haven't made substantial amounts of money, you need to get your fucking hands dirty. Don't oversize or risk the way you would if it was a bull market, but you need to be trading. And that's also for me to say that the guys who have earned that right, we should sit out. Trader Main should 1000% be sitting out. I should be sitting out. Fucking CBS should be sitting out. Bob Johns should probably be sitting out. You know, guys who have earned the right to fucking sit out should be sitting out. But everybody new, get your ass handed to you. Go get fucked. Seriously, like go in the market, lose some money, get your ass handed to you, figure out why your trades suck. Okay. Daily chart. Sorry. So daily chart right here, you're looking again at the point of breakdown. Okay, so you're not looking for a reclaim of this level. This level is basically insignificant in my opinion. A lot of people are like, oh man, but like it's a level reclaim. This is not significant at all in my opinion. Right? This is not significant at all. People are like, oh, but we got a crazy pump and blah blah blah. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? Because again, if you look at all of this, oh man, we right? You'd be longing this candle. You'd be longing this candle right here around 92.5k, right? You'd be longing this because you'd be like, oh well, it broke through, and then this is a retest, only for prices to completely nuke, bearish retest on the underside, and then continue going down, right? I'm going to quickly explain why this is not a good level to buy, okay? You want to almost always prioritize certain levels. There's always different levels of resistance and support, right? You can always find another level of support. You can always find another level of resistance. So you need to find the one that is the most important, right? The most recent, the most impactful pivot on that chart. The most impactful pivot will almost always, and I use almost because there are niche situations where it's not, but just generalizing, is always going to be the point of breakdown upon which the structure breaks. Okay? Upon which the structure breaks. So I'm saying this point of breakdown does not matter, right? Because the structure never broke, right? This point of breakdown, right, where it broke down, doesn't really matter because the structure never broke. This point of breakdown really doesn't matter because the fucking structure never broke. This point of breakdown fucking matters because we continued down and broke structure, right? Right, so this level, this 96.5 on the daily, this is on a daily, right? This level becomes a level to watch. Not this level. This level is a trap. You get it? If it's super bullish, you can get away with longing this, right? So when I'm saying when charts are looking like this and it's just fucking going up, right? Right? You can sometimes get away with just buying this bullshit, right? But when it comes to difficult market conditions, you have to be a little bit more picky. You have to understand why this isn't the best area to buy. This is, right? So hopefully that kind of made sense. I know I ramble a little bit and I fucking sound like I'm spazzing out, but hopefully that kind of made sense. So again, if we are looking at this structure right here, right? So we look over here, then for this structure, we need to at least, we need to at least trade above 96k before you're like excited on the daily and that this shit is going to 200k. We don't know that. We don't know that. Okay. This is kind of no man's land. Like, yes, I guess you could long it. I don't know where your stop loss is going to be without it getting hunted, because it's 1000% going to get hunted. Okay. There's a big fucking problem when somebody can long $8 million of a coin and fucking cause all that mayhem that we saw in the hyperliquid and jelly situation, right? That tells you how empty and how predatory current market conditions are, where these larger players are starting to play these weird unorthodox games to try to exploit some money, because money is money is very hard to come by right now, right? Volume across all assets have dropped, right? When you look at like the jelly situation, dude, even at its peak, it was only hitting like 400 million daily volume until way later, right? On Bybit at least. And it might have gone up now because, like, you know, there's always like a residual effect. But at its peak, it was like 400, 500 million daily volume, which isn't that much, which is not that much, okay? So it should kind of tell you the state of the market that we're in right now. Yeah, look at this limp dick price action. I don't know what else to say. This is I mean, if you're trading on the 4 hour and you're trading Bitcoin, God, just take a hike. Just relax. I don't know. Probably trade something else, right? Let's look at some other coins. Let's look at fucking the other limp dick. ETH. Yeah, this is terrible. This is terrible. This is a fucking terrible chart. By all means, this is a terrible chart. Right? Oh, this is a good example, actually. Here, let me see. Let me see this. Yes. Yes. Here you go. Here. A good example is, this was the point of breakdown, right? So, let me just grab that. This is just the entire candle, but I can use the close. I can use the close, right? So this reclaim would be good. This reclaim would honestly be good too. You probably get stopped out real quick, but you know, you have two setups right here. This is, you know, arguably you can even argue that this was the point of breakdown, right? You can even argue because this was the first down candle that led to this expansion, right? But either way, this was a good level right there, right? Compared to fucking people who do this, like, oh yeah, this is the bottom of the range, you know? Like that's kind of rough. It's kind of rough. Yeah, ETH looks terrible. Oh my god. Let me try to find a time frame where I can kind of cope. The monthly looks bad. And when I say the monthly looks bad, it's because we're about to finish the month and you kind of had this retest and prices are not really bouncing at all. And then you look at the weekly and it just looks like it wants to go down more. It looks like it's going to consolidate again like this, right? Like we might have weeks where ETH just sits at like 1500 or some shit. Who knows? Who knows? It's been not good for a minute. Yeah, no, ETH is a no touch. Let's do Solana. Solana, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about right here. I really don't know, but the chart looks clean. The chart looks clean at least, but I have no idea what I was saying. let's see. All right, so here's my opinion, and I say opinion because, because it's not a fact, you know. It's just not a fact. But usually, whenever I see these type of retests where prices just go all the way down and there's not a violent response upwards, like this candle right here, right, where like you get all the way to the bottom of this range and there's not really a violent reaction, because is it really violent when you're trading what? It was 16% up from that candle, and right now it's probably like 12%. Right, that's really not that massive, especially when you consider that it's down 50%, right? And I'm not even using like the peak because I think that's cherry picking, but you know, it's down like 50% and we got like a 14% bounce. The fuck is going on here, right? So to me, this looks really weak. And usually when you see something like this, I think at best, what you're gonna see is weeks of just consolidation, right? So the market really might not pick up until the summer or even like the fall, genuinely speaking. So yeah, get ready to trade low time frames, practice on your strategies, take a fucking vacation, pick up a 9 to 5, I don't know, but it's gonna take some time right here, because this is not the reaction that you really want to see after prices have come down to a weekly support level of an asset that I think is legit. I honestly think Solana is a legit project compared to everything else that we have. So yeah, what else? Dojang says, are you still keeping up with your celery juice daily and boxing routine after President Trump's election? I'm actually eating very well. Not drinking celery juice because that shit, I don't know, it tastes like ass. And I've been playing a lot of pickleball, man. So I'm staying in shape, moving around, getting some sun. Yeah. Bob John says, Loma, if you bought the Bitcoin low, the plan should be to sell the weekly bearish retest and rebuy if we reclaim the daily point of breakdown. Yes. 1000%. So what Bob Johns is saying is, you bought 80,000, right? Let's say you bought 80,000. You should be looking to take profit here. You get it? Because the R&R changes as prices move, right? There's a dynamic risk reward to trading. You get it? Because now that prices have moved almost 10% up, your trade is essentially looking like this, right? Let's say your stop loss is just new lows and you're targeting the point of breakdown, which is like right here. Your trade as of right now is 0.67, right? When you initially bought at 80K, it was a almost 3R, right? It was an almost 3R trade. Now at current prices, if you have not taken profit, it's like a 0.65 roughly. Okay, so your risk reward is dynamic. So in this situation, as your risk reward starts to fall, it makes sense to take some profit to cover your position, right? People are too obsessed with selling full size position at the very top, right? They want 17% gain on a full size position. Listen, man, maybe it's better to get 11-12% instead, but like you don't have to worry about the markets nuking from here and not hitting your target, right? You don't really need that last 3-4% if you're good across hundreds and thousands of trades, okay? Because more often than not, when people wait for this target and they won't budge, sometimes it never comes and they round trip their positions. You know so many people who have round tripped not just positions, but like entire portfolios, right? People who have gone from fucking millions of dollars back to nothing, or hundreds and thousands of dollars back to nothing. That's the worst. You need to know how to play good defense if you're gonna be a market participant, right? Like, you can't just fucking go financial warfare and not think that you're gonna get blasted one day, right? Like, come on, let's be real. Let's be fucking serious, right? You go to war, even if you're the best shot in the world, you never fucking miss. You're fucking Mr. Eagle Eye. Okay, well, you better make sure they're not dropping a fucking bomb on your ass, right? Like, you better make sure you're wearing a vest, a bulletproof vest, or a helmet, or something, right? Same idea. Like, you better be good at fucking covering your own ass. And this is a good way of doing it. Okay. Let's see. Any other questions? I see Loma calling for 54K. No. I'm not calling for 54K. I'm saying if we reject off of a front run without retesting the point of breakdown, and we close below 80K, yeah, we're doomed. Yeah, we're doomed. We're going down here, buddy. We're going down here, right? Ed, welcome to the stream, brother. Novinas says, Loma, where do you think it would be the best place to understand your trading style? How would you describe it? I think it's more of a... So when I first started, I learned from Trader Dante and Trader Main mostly, right? It's hard to give credit to everybody because I was on Twitter, and you kind of get influenced by hundreds and thousands of people if you follow them. So it's hard to give proper credit. But I would say, you know, I think Main, Cred, Dante are all great starting points. And I phrase that intentionally because I think everybody is unique and everybody has their own unique system that you'll naturally develop if you stay in the market, right? So initially, yeah, I started with kind of this like mechanical style of trading, right? So if A, then B. If B, then C. If C, then D. And then if F, then don't trade, right? Something like that. But then after a while, you start to figure out your own abilities almost, right? Like you're really good when it comes to shorting stuff, or you're really bad at timing and entry. Like you're always early or you're always late, but you're always correct on the direction. Then you need to tweak your entry and exit, right? Stuff like that. That's all personal, right? That's all personal. So yeah. Loma, do you look at equities charts? Sometimes, but not enough, I would say, right? So like, actually, you know what? Let's look at the SPI. Oh, hey guys. Moment of prayer. Just let's just 10 seconds of silence for our brother, the S&P. He was a great man. He lived for a long time. He defied expectations. He carried the hopes of the people. He was a brother to some, an enemy to others. He was, he gave more than he could, and even in his last final breaths, he gave one more push. And it's a tremendous chart. It's a tremendous chart, and he will be missed. He will be missed. Thank you, S&P. Thank you for everything. It was great knowing you. I will see you down here. I'll see you down here. What else? Sorry. It's not a Trump impression, dude. I am a Trump. Come on. What else we got? do jelly, dude. Let's do jelly. Dude, this is okay. All right. Let me go ahead and tell you guys how. Look at this chart. Look how manipulated this chart was. So, let me go ahead and tell you guys how. So people are like, "Oh, Loma, I can't believe you're trading jelly, right?" And people are like, "Why did you pick jelly to trade?" Because you can see crime before it's kind of like public knowledge, right? You can kind of see it. Like, you're telling me this fucking dumbass chart, I don't even know what this coin does, okay? I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have no idea what this coin does. Let's go in the 4 hour, okay? You're telling me this random coin, while everything else has no interest, nothing is pumping besides like literally like absolute gutter trench coins worth like 30k 40k market cap or something, right? This random coin is just going like just vertical, like just fucking, how much is this? 200% candle, 200% candle, and then 136%, 100%, right? And all of these are harder and harder to do because prices aren't a sixth of a penny, right? So yeah, this is why you trade these coins, because you know that after a spike like this, oh baby, these people right here who pump this, they're taking profit. You know what I'm saying? These people right here, once you see these candles with the wicks, you know it's cooked. Like, don't be afraid when you see the wicks. The wicks are free money. They're okay. Well, when I say free, I mean as free as you can possibly get on an asset that's clearly manipulated, right? Like, you feel bad because you're like, oh man, you know, I'm shorting 35% down already, right? No, trust me. These wicks, you were never going to be able to really short there. Trust me, there's barely any fucking liquidity right here. I promise you. It's just aggressive buying, right? It's literally manipulated, dude. You see this? This is a free short. This, I'm telling you, this shit is going back down. Like, at some point, this is going back down here. I promise you. Especially now that it's made pretty much public headlines. Yeah, I don't think crime is gonna keep staying on this coin. It is most likely going to come down to like fucking new all-time lows, like close to zero. I genuinely think that. When you see long wicks, right, on a really fucking manipulated move, it's a good short. It's a good short, in my opinion. It's a good short. I'm not gonna do TA on this coin because it literally doesn't make any sense to do it. But yeah, when you see these blow-offs, bro, chuck in a little bit. You know, like if your portfolio is 50k, fuck it, throw in $500, $1,000, see what you can do. Like, you'd be surprised. Try it out. Try it out with low risk, and let me know. As someone who does this all the time, it's one of my favorite setups. But it's not something that I would tell you to go and implement as like a real trading strategy, right? Because this doesn't happen often. It just happens when the market's slow and people need to engineer liquidity. Like, this was all engineered liquidity, right? This is not normal market behavior. This is not natural at all, right? It's not organic at all. This is just some fucking number one bullshit. Okay. Let's see. What else? There are a couple coins that people are asking. Let me see. Let me pull it up. You guys don't have any coins? Bro, everyone's down that bad? Nil? Let's do nil. People are talking a lot about nil. Let's go with the spot chart. All right. Um, you're gonna want to be careful with nil because again, I think people are too fucking eager to be like, oh, this is an over under. Yeah, maybe in a bull market you'll get away with this, but when prices are good, okay, if a price is a good price for you to buy or sell, I'm a firm believer that the market is somewhat efficient, not super efficient, at least not crypto. I just don't think you should be allowed to have this many entries, right? Like, how long is this? It's about 18 hours where you have constant retests of this level and sometimes even under it. I don't know. I don't know, guys. This tells me, hey man, you think it's a good deal because it's 30% off or something, but nobody buys this fucking vacuum cleaner. It's been on sale for fucking a long time. I don't know if it's a steal and you're the only person who notices it, or if you're a fucking retard. You know? That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, where I think if the price is good, it shouldn't be available this often. All right, that's, I don't know. So, yeah, be careful with this one. Let's go virtual. Let's go spot chart. Virtual. I hope I'm on the right one, but dog, this looks. No, don't touch. No, don't touch that. No, put that down. No, put that fucking no. Take the poor dog out back. No. What are we doing here, guys? What are we doing here, guys? No. Let's do Barra. We'll do Barra for Nate Gold. Oh, jeez. What am I saying right here? Okay. So the last time I charted was like a month ago. So let me clear it. Let's see. Okay. Oops. I mean, here's what I'll say. I'll say that it is not at an area where being long is attractive. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if there's some ongoing fundamental thing. I don't know. Is there like a staking thing? Is there fucking are the owners scumbags or something that they're buying the coin, manipulating it somehow? I have no idea. You probably want to look into that yourself. But from a purely technical perspective, this is not at an area that makes a lot of sense to buy. Just could it break out and continue going up? Yeah. Could you also be fucking buying resistance for the fourth time? Being 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, you absolutely could. But definitely look into why the chart looks better than like every other fucking coin, you know? There has to be a reason for this. Remember what we just said. The market is somewhat efficient, right? It doesn't look this way on accident. Like there's always a fucking reason. There's always a reason. And if it doesn't make sense to you, it's because one, either you're not interpreting the information correctly, or two, you're missing information, right? Like I remember this one time where one of my friends was like, oh man, there's no way that Trump is going to be president a second time. Like it just doesn't make any sense. And then Trump becomes president the second time. And he's like, dude, it just doesn't make any sense. And it wasn't until he realized, like, wait a minute, I'm just a fucking idiot. Like I didn't interpret the numbers right. I was watching the news that was heavily biased against Trump, blah 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 blah. So there are lots of times where you know things don't make sense, but that's your fault. That's your fucking fault. So figure out why this chart looks the way it does. I have no fucking idea. But from a purely technical perspective, yeah, I think I'll pass. When would I buy it? When would I buy it? I think I might if we just get like a close above 885. Yeah, like above 885 makes sense, right? Because that would be like, okay, well, there's renewed strength. We're closing above an area that we failed to close at before. Sure. But right here, nah, I think I'm okay. This doesn't really make too much sense. Speaking of crime, can you look at Ohm? That's so fucking funny, dude. Holy shit, I forgot this coin was still around. Oh my god, dude, I charted this fucking last year. Wait, why does this coin look amazing? Wait, guys? Wait. See, I need to go out and figure out why Ohm looks like this. Wow. Wait, guys, what the fuck is going on here? I mean, this chart looks cooked, but I'm just talking about the overall move. The last time I charted it was fucking like July. What's the liquidity on this? Hold on. I need to pull this up. I need to pull this up. I need to pull this shit up. How the fuck? How is this a real chart? How is this a real chart, guys? This is not real. Ohm. Let me see. Ohm. What the fuck? There's barely any liquidity. Wait a minute. No. I don't fucking believe it. No. Don't touch this coin. This coin's cooked. If it's crime, who knows? But typically it's like how I'd say it is, if you were good at what you do, you don't want to add extra variables to the situation unless you knew for certain that variable is going to benefit you. And crime is tough because here, let's go back to jelly. Let's go back to jelly real quick, because crime, okay, because yes, crime is this, and crime is this, and crime is this, but crime is also this, crime is also fucking just nukes, just nukes. Okay, so I don't know. Pick your fucking poison. It could happen at any time, right? Like, it could happen at literally any time. I'm not a big fan of coins like that because it's just, you're not even really using your skill anymore. It's just like fucking Russian roulette. Yeah, I don't know. Not a big fan. Let's do hype, right? Because I mean, we're talking about fucking jelly and the hyper liquid situation. Let's just go on hype. Okay. Okay, so I guess we called the down move pretty well. I'm gonna clear this. Oh, Jesus. Dude, this doesn't look good. Hype doesn't look good, and I kind of thought hype would do better because of the whole situation. Do I think they handled it well? They handled it. That's all I can say, I guess. Well is very generous of a statement. I think they handled it. But if it were to pump, it should have been from there, honestly. So the fact that it's not pumping, I feel like yeah, good luck. Good luck, guys. This might go under 10 at some point. But I think it is a good future buy, right? I think hype will perform well, and in hindsight, people will be like, "Oh my god, it was so easy. We should have just bought hype at $10 or something." I think that's always the case, right? Similar to Solana at $3. Like, how long did we have to buy Solana at $3? I remember sitting in the fucking bear market being like, "Oh, dude, this is a fucking really good buy," but I never bought it, and I definitely didn't keep it for very long if I did. Let's see. Let's just, yeah, dude, 126 days basically, right? And this was in 2020, like the end of 2020, right? So it might look something like that, where maybe hype, this is the equivalent of hype at $15. It's gonna go down to like, I don't know, $8, $9, whatever. But who knows? It might be worth 100 in the future, and then you're gonna look at it and be like, "Wow, I'm a fucking idiot. Why didn't I just buy hype? It was so clearly fundamentally sound and yada yada yada." So, you know, again, that's also me mixing trading and investing, right? Because as a trader, I don't think you buy hype right now. As an investor, you might consider it. You might fucking consider it, right? So it depends on your time frame and what you prefer to do. But yeah. Oh, Novena says, how would I describe my trading? I think I would describe it as 80% discretionary trading with a couple hard rules here and there. Pretty low risk. Yeah. And the reason I can take low risk is just because I've earned enough capital to make the low risk plays still be beneficial, right? If you're trading with $100, brother, do not do that 2% risk, 2% gain thing. Just go get a fucking job. Build up your capital. Okay? In fact, you should, this might be a hot take too. I feel like until you can afford to quit and have at least a year of runway, you should not quit your job. You should stay and work, even part-time. It will help your trading more than you being full-time, in my opinion. Obviously it depends on what kind of job you do, but yeah. Let's do ENA for Suso. ENA, let's see. Yeah, dude. All right, I'm sorry. So I guess since February, I've been saying it most likely just consolidates within this window. You don't know when it could break out or when it can't. What I would say is, so momentum is a hell of a thing, right? So you can kind of spot market momentum, as in the steeper the momentum, the more aggressive the selling, right? And then as prices get to this kind of mellowing out phase, or what people call accumulation, right? Where buyers kind of step in and there's equal amounts of buyers and sellers, so prices just kind of like do this shit, right? It just kind of stays there. Maybe it makes a little bit of a low, and then maybe it makes a little bit of a high, and then whatever, right? That is your accumulation, right? When selling goes to buying off of a downtrend and buyers are stepping in to stop that downtrend, that's accumulation, right? And vice versa is distribution. When you're in an uptrend, but all the buying is getting met with equal or more amounts of selling, so prices struggle to make new highs, you have what is called distribution, as in the uptrend is getting weaker because people are distributing into the buying, right? Hopefully that fucking made sense. I might be retarded, but hopefully I'm not that retarded. Yeah, so my point being is this momentum has stalled. We're starting to get this accumulative structure, right, where the selling is being met with buying, evident by prices not going down, right? Just kind of going up, down, sideways, but ultimately keeping this range, right? The selling's not overwhelming the buying. Who knows how long it could stay here, and I wouldn't fucking buy it until we got signs that, oh look, buyers are starting to trump sellers, right? No pun intended. Like if prices traded above 50 cents. Because getting in now at 42, yes, you could potentially make an extra 30%. But how long are you gonna have your money in here, right? This could be a fucking year. This could be 2 years. It could be never. Maybe it never breaks out from this fucking range, right? Maybe by the time people are done accumulating, the markets are just so bad, there's just no momentum to push up, and then all the buyers that bought here just give up, and then you have this second capitulation leg down, right? Could happen. You never know. That happened in 2020, March 13th, right? You never know. You never fucking know. Jed says, Loma, bro, can you give some tips on how to spot fake outs? What tools you maybe use for it? I don't use any tools. I might use volume. But I don't typically trade the wicks of fake outs, right? So what I'm saying is, here, let's go back to jelly because the wicks are very exaggerated. So it's easy for me to kind of just point it out to you. So these are what you would call fake outs, right? Where at a certain point, this was a candle. It wasn't just a wick. Like it was up here, and then it nuked all the way down, and it became this long ass wick, which is what you call a fake out. I don't really ever really get filled in here. I really don't. I never really get filled here because I'm not gonna trade it while it's actively happening. I'll trade it once prices close. And I'm like, okay, what a nasty fake out right here. So many people got trapped. If prices come up again to like this high or whatever, maybe I'll start to short. Maybe I'll just fucking market short a little bit, right? That's how I play fake outs. I don't really play them in the moment. I don't try to get an entry right here. I don't try to get an entry up here. I don't. It's not a winning play because who knows how high it's gonna go. Who says it's stopping at 3 cents? Maybe it goes up to fucking 4 cents, right? And then you get fucking liquidated because you full sized at fucking 3.2 cents. Okay, so yeah, hopefully that answered your question. I don't have tips because I don't trade it, but that's how I do trade, air quotes, fake outs. Okay, plume. Okay, let's do plume. Let's do the spot chart because I feel like I might have more. Oh Jesus. Okay, let's go into the 12-hour. Okay, so I've marked out. These. Yeah. So what's weird here is that I wouldn't consider this the structure. I wouldn't consider this part of the structure. I think I would consider something like this the structure, which is, something like this to be the structure right here. So this would be point of breakdown from this area. For me to get long here, I think I wouldn't even just do a reclaim of this level, which is 18.5. I would straight up wait for 19.5, honestly, because these new coins that are kind of illiquid, if we're really gonna go up, dude, it might go up to like fucking new highs. You know, you never know. So I would rather miss out on this portion. I'll miss out on 6%, and then hopefully I get a better, safer entry. Maybe up here, maybe just new highs, 28%. I'll probably take profit at 18%, somewhere around here, and then let the rest run, right? That's how I would approach it. But yeah. Loma, I know you don't look at equities, but can you check MSTR? Oh no. Okay. Isn't it our favorite bull? Yeah, it doesn't look good. Right? So again, you'll see this as well, but in bearish conditions, right? In bearish conditions, people keep using their bull market standards, which is, oh look, we have traded back above here. I'll probably go into 3-day or something so that it's a little bit more clear. Look, we've gone back above our range right here. This is now bullish. I'm here to tell you that until it reclaims the point of breakdown, which again, the point at which prices began to break down, right? Which is 340. This is not bullish. Like, this is not great. I think this is a trap. I really do think it's a trap. And I really do think that if it comes down here and it's 282 or whatever, sure, you can punt a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if it came back down all the way to 235, 240 or something. Okay. This is the area that I would be more comfy. And honestly, if we did reclaim 360, that means the entire crypto market is probably doing well, because at this point, MicroStrategy is just Bitcoin. Like, it's kind of just a reflection of the crypto markets, in my opinion. So yeah. Can you take a look at Trump? I'm looking, brother. I'm looking, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good. It's looking like he's not really allowed to tweet anything that would manipulate the price of his token, because it would bring about so much fucking chaos and everything that it probably is just not worth it at that point. He's probably made hundreds of millions off of you guys, me included. I guess I shouldn't say you guys, us. You know, let's do it for equality. Oh, yep, this chart looks equally as bad. So yeah, I'm sure there's some legality issues where he's probably not able to be like, oh yeah, the Trump token is like my future, and like you guys should buy more Trump tokens. So definitely, yeah, I'd stay away from these. Yeah. Alex, good morning. Loma, good morning, brother. How do you think about the portfolio diversification while growing crypto book from 7 to 8 figs? Okay, this is what I did. Okay, I got lucky. I literally just benefited from the bull market. People will always fucking have this thing where they think they're geniuses, okay? And the sooner you realize you're not a genius, okay, the faster you're actually gonna turn 7 figs to 8 figs. And I know that sounds dumb, because sometimes being a genius is realizing you're not a fucking genius, which I know, like, that sounds fake deep, but it's very true, because you're gonna make less mistakes knowing that you're not immortal, knowing that you're not invincible, right? That the market can fucking destroy you. So you're better at capital preservation for when things are so easy, right? That you can get $3 million of exposure into something, and then it goes 2x, and then suddenly you're at 6 mil. And then, you know, you get another 50%, 70% move because things are all going up across weeks and weeks. And then boom, you're at fucking $10 million, right? And then you've cracked it into the 8 figs. Now, portfolio diversification matters because you might not be able to get $5 million of exposure into your favorite shitcoin, right? Like, you can't buy $5 million of jelly without triggering a fucking market-wide stop hunt on Hyperliquid, okay? So diversification matters in that sense, because you might need to buy $3 million of Bitcoin, $1.5 million of Solana, and then with your last 500k you get into fucking, I don't know, whatever coin that you can get to without fucking alerting the entire order book that you're an idiot who just market bought in hundreds and thousands of dollars. Yeah, and because crypto markets are so correlated, if Bitcoin goes up 30%, guess what? Solana's going up 50, 60, 70, 100%, right? Your other shitcoin that you bought probably goes 200%, right? So those are the conditions that are kind of necessary, in my opinion, to grind that 7-figure to 8-figure amount. And that's why I say it's lucky, because you can't always do that. People are always like, oh, dude, if I had just thrown all my money, right? People do this all the time. They're like, oh man, Loma, if I had just thrown in, my entire net worth at 4/10 of a penny, and I sold, just halfway up at like 4.5 cents, I would have made $10 million. Without realizing the foolishness of that statement, which is that if you had market bought $3 million or $2 million or whatever $1 million, even 800k, you might have actually caused none of this to happen, right? You might have actually triggered something like this, where it goes down and then all of this shit happens, right? Because your impact on the market, think of it like the butterfly effect, where people go back in time and then like they fucking kill a butterfly and then they go back to the present, and then they're like, oh my god, cars don't exist, I have 4 kids and I'm gay, right? It's like, oh shit, how did this happen, right? And all because they killed one butterfly. That is your butterfly. That is your butterfly. And it's ridiculous when people say that shit, because people forget that their participation in the market changes the market. Okay? And I'm fucking ranting. You didn't ask that question. I just see it so many times. So yeah, diversification is necessary. You should do it. Good luck going from 7 to 8. Yeah. Gasper says that's not the butterfly effect. Dude, you know what I'm talking about. Like when you go back to the past and then you participate in something, it changes the future, Or like you change something in the fucking past or some shit and then it changes the future. That's what people do with hindsight. Like, oh man, if I fucking if I threw my mortgage on fucking jelly 3 days ago, I would have made $1 bajillion. And yeah, you might have. You might have also lost everything because the market might not have moved the way that it did. Let's clear this. Okay. All right. Last question. So we're over an hour now. So yeah. Can you share some tips on how to trade on low time frames? I find it a bit difficult as the price action may not follow TA rules. Actually, I'm gonna be a contrarian here. I actually think on low time frames, technical analysis stuff is actually really fucking useful. In fact, I think usually in the long run, TA is more susceptible to bullshit because there's so many catalysts that could happen. There's so many things that could go wrong that would just supersede TA, right? An owner dying, a scandal, a hack, unfavorable legislation, right? Things like that. Whereas low time frames are generally excluded from those things, unless like you fucking open a position and 10 minutes later FTX dies, But Yeah, hopefully that's not the case. So a couple tips on how to trade on the low time frames. I don't do it as much anymore because I can't get enough fucking size when the market's this dry. But let's say you're on the 5 minute, right? This is what I consider low time frame because you're scalping, right? You're like getting in and out, or even the highest is like an hour where you're in maybe like 9 a.m. in the morning and then you're out by like 2 p.m., right? Always look to fade. That is my number one tip. Look to fade. Okay, which is in these conditions, you should always be looking to fade. Your best trades will become more of like fading strength or noticing weakness. Okay, so for example, there's no real good areas for you to long over here, right? But if you go into like the 5 minute, which is what I'm kind of talking about right here, look at all these setups that you kind of get, right? You get, hear me out. Here, I'm just gonna fucking pick some shit, okay? Here, you have this entire structure right here. It's going up, so you're looking for a short, right? You're fading it. So let's say if I'm right here, I'm looking, okay, where do I short this? Okay, this kind of looks like a good area to kind of look short, right? I might fade this and I would be wrong, right? I'd lose money on this short. And then I come up here and I'm like, oh, wait, we have this structure and then we have a breakdown and then there's a bearish retest. Cool. This is your short right here. Your invalidation is up here. Boom. This is your, this is where prices should bounce. So on this way down, guess what? You're fading it because it's on a downtrend. You're fading it to the upside, right? So you're getting long probably around this area, whatever this is for you. It's 87.8 for me. You get long here, okay? And I know I'm cherry picking things and it's easier. I'm just showing you how I would get into these positions just based off ideology of fading, right? Now you have this uptrend. Guess what? You're looking for the short, right? You're looking for the short because you're already in a long from getting out of this downtrend, right? So ideally, if you are, I guess, trading low time frames, a bulk of your money actually comes from fading stuff. Like it actually comes from fading stuff. And then maybe, you close out your position right here, whatever, right? And then it loses this level, pumps back, underside retest. This one you might be able to technically follow the trend because it's an underside retest. It's not technically a new uptrend, so you're not fading the trend. But yeah, you kind of get what I'm talking about. That's how I would approach this little scheme right here. That's like my tip, okay? Is it always going to be this way? Maybe not. But if you're scalping, you're almost always fading. Anyone who says otherwise, you better be in a fucking bull market. Like you better be fucking, everything's going up nonstop. Because if not, you're not scalping. Like you're fading most of the time if you're trading low time frames. Yeah. So if you're not fading right now, that's something you can instantly implement into your game. And then alternatively, you can also kind of check to see, like, if you're more comfortable longing, then just look for downtrends into support and then long, right? If you're like a much better long side trader than short for whatever reason, do that, and vice versa. But that's how I would approach it, okay? But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up here. I have some places to be. It's a little bit over an hour, so thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna try to do this once a month. Hopefully it brings you some sort of value, or you can just fucking laugh at my dog shit scribbles and my terrible trading ideologies or whatever. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I gave you something to do, or you learned something, or you found someone new to make fun of. But yeah, have a great rest of your day, week, month, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Join the Haven.